Okay, now we have some things here that we borrowed from an antique shop and some things that were from a private collection, and we won't tell who the private collection belongs to, but we'll let you guess. Okay, now we have some dishes in front of us, and they're all kind of bluish kind of dishes right here in one sense or another. So you may at one time or another be wondering, you know, what kind of dishes you have if you have some blue dishes in your cabinet, or grandma has some blue dishes in your cabinet, or great grandma had some and she's now kind of passed along, and you'd like to figure out exactly what kind of dishes you got right here. Well, these are different assortments that you could possibly have, not necessarily have, but this is an interesting collection right here. These two, you can see right here, are kind of similar. They are very dark and very smeary. They've got designs on there, see, pretty little designs, but they're very smeary. And this is called Flo, and this is called Flo Mulberry because it's kind of a deep kind of a color. But they actually make this in the lighter blue, which is called Flo Blue. They have Flo Black, and they have a number of different things in which it's very, the coloration smears around like that. It's very popular, very collectible, and it's very interesting for people to collect this stuff, and that makes it very good, and it's very, very old. These particular ones are exceptionally old. These date back into the early 1800s, about 1820 or thereabouts. So you're looking at dishes that are nearly 200 years old. Although they did make copies of these in the 1900 period, and they've made some more copies of these in the 1970s. But the ones you're looking at here are actually authentic ones. And so you might think those are the oldest dishes that are sitting right in front of here. But in reality, the oldest one that's sitting here is this one back here. This one is a transferware type design. It doesn't have the flow like this other one does over here, but these are designs that were made for middle class people in Staffordshire, England, and this is an original Adams piece with an impressed mark, which you probably can't see very well on there, but it's marked right, it's right in there, and it's just a little stamp that's stamped into the pottery itself. This piece here dates from about 1810 to 1820, predating the other ones by a few years, and so this is definitely a 200-year-old dish right there. And that makes that the oldest one that happens to be sitting here. Now we've got two of these right here, and they're both from the same set. There's no difference in them. I just happen to have two of them right there, and you can see it right there, what they are. And this has one of the more elaborate marks that came into being in the 1830s, and I'll show you this one. See the mark right there? You can see that the mark becomes more elaborate and fancy. But this is probably dates about 1830, 1835. And these dishes, again, are transferware like the original ones, the other ones there from a few years earlier, just in a slightly different age period. This one here is another one. Now here we got another one. It's a slightly different color right here. And this looks kind of similar to the other ones right here, but I'm going to tell you this one is very, very, very different. This one is a transferware type design, and it was actually made in England. Oh, actually, no, this one was. These are made in the United States. I'm sorry about that. These are made by Royal China Company in the United States in the 1950s. And there's a lot of people collected these because they looked like the older ones that were popular to collect, but you didn't have to pay that much for them. And they still have the beautiful designs on there. And the center of these have the picture of a Currier Ives print, which a lot of people aren't familiar with today, but you can see on the mark right here, it shows that this is a Currier Ives. It says right there. And people wondered, well, what is a Currier Ives print? Well, we're going to tell you what a Currier Ives print really is, because most people don't happen to have one of those just laying around, but we do. And so we have a real, this isn't a match for that, but this is an authentic Currier Ives print from the 1870s, which is what those are copies of. And these are hand-colored prints. This one was made in 1873. Actually, it's probably made in 1872 and was passed out free by this company to people in 1874. And this is an actual Currier Ives print. And there is a dish that has this print on it. I haven't found one yet to make a video of it. But there does exist a dish that has this print on it right there. And so this is an actual, real Currier Ives print, and it's all marked in tiny, tiny little print, which even if I cut it way, way up here, you probably couldn't see it. Look at that. But trust me, it's there. I mean, you don't have to trust me, because I'm just a guy in a video, right? But that's exactly what those things were made for. And people collected those in the 1950s and had whole sets of that stuff because it was kind of in vogue and popular, as early American things were. And then later in the 1970s and 80s and 90s, these became very, very collectible as kind of antique collectible items that people loved to buy at that time period. So there actually was a very big demand for these, even though it's not anywhere near as old as the other pieces that we put here. So we just wanted to show you how sometimes things can be a little bit deceiving as to how old some of these things are, but yet it still could be very collectible and very fun to have. And that's it for today. So watch for next time. We'll find some other little things and let you know some more fun facts about what dishes are.